Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thanks a lot for watching today's video. And got a good one for you guys today for the people that are sort of just starting out or sort of intermediate level fishermen. We're going to talk about what I think is the biggest mistake that most sort of beginning anglers make in the sport, as far as why they struggle to catch fish, and specifically why they grow as an angler really quick. And this isn't just for beginning anglers. This can be for intermediate level anglers, because I see a lot of quote average bass anglers make the same mistake. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to identify what that is and give you some tips and advice on how to avoid it there. Real quick guys, just want to remind you about, we have our fall lake map breakdowns up on Fish the Moment right now. If you guys are interested in getting some of the fall breakdowns for all the big lakes across the country and smaller ones too, I'll put the Fish the Moment lake map breakdown in the description. And if any of the maps or lakes that you're fishing are not on our breakdown list, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we can go over that. So it's a good way to support the channel. Link in the description. That's appreciated. Okay guys, right off the bat, I'll tell you what it is. And there's a lot of them, not just one. There's dozens of different mistakes a lot of beginning anglers make. But right off the bat, the biggest one is people put too much emphasis on lures and lure color. It's almost like that they base so much of their confidence levels and the time that they spend studying about bass fishing into finding the best lure or the secret lure or the secret color out there. Now, don't get me wrong, that is an important element, but it's only part of the puzzle. The part of the puzzle, instead of focusing on the lure and the color, you need to focus on more of the bass movement, behavior, and the personality of the fish and the seasonal movements. Now, that's not a real, popular, glamorous topic. I know that every time I talk about that, people tune out and lose interest, but just hear me out on this a little bit. First of all, one of the things that you have to realize about bass fishing is if you're in a really good area where there's a lot of fish, you don't have to have the best lure and the best color. You can catch fish off an area that's really good, off a lot of different techniques and a lot of different lures, if there's a lot of bass there. That's the main thing about it. You want to put yourself around the most bass. Now, granted, if you get into an area where, maybe there's not that many fish in there and the fish are really finicky and they're particular for a certain day, yeah, sometimes a lure color and a lure profile and that type of stuff can make a difference, but it's sort of like putting a band-aid on a bigger picture that needs a little bit more attention there. It's not going to work for you every time. So here's how to get past that. Here's some things that you can do to sort of transcend that a little bit. First of all, when you're studying about fishing and you're trying to learn and you're watching YouTube videos and all this type of stuff, yeah, go ahead and watch some lures on videos on lures with color and baits and that type of stuff, but it's important. But do not discount the bass movement, bass behavior, any type of anything that you can, learning about what bass do and where bass are at. This is the big deal, because then once you know where that's at, you can not only formulate seasonal patterns, but you can adapt to a wide range of conditions out there. Bass fishing is all about adapting to conditions, because you'll never get the same day all the time. It's like every day is different. The light intensity is different, the direction of the wind speed's different. Every single thing is different about it. It's constantly changing. You have to make those adaptations and changes. Now, here's one thing that you can do with lures and colors, that if you're really, focused in on that, how you can do it. If you're out fishing, guys, and let's say you're going to your favorite lake out there and you fish this favorite lake over the course of a couple months, you're going to notice changes in the water. You're going to notice changes in the water color, the tint of the water, how the sunlight penetrates in the water temperature, all that type of stuff. Now, every time that you have a change, specifically in anything that deals with visibility, and that visibility can be affected by not only particulate in the water, but it can be affected by sunlight levels and sunlight angles. When you have a change in the light intensity, light penetration in water, that is when you need to make a lure change and a color change, because colors will become more or less productive based upon those changes in the light intensity and the water visibility. If you guys have watched many of my videos, you know that I talk extensively about water visibility. Water visibility and water temperature are the two most important elements as far as determining where to fish and how to fish. So once you get a little bit more experience and then you notice these changes and you can make adaptations in your own approaches and changes with colors and lures, that is when you really maximize an area. And that is what is important in fishing, guys, is maximizing the water that you have. One of the biggest things I learned from fishing with my buddy Aaron Martins, who passed away a couple years ago, is that Aaron milked a spot, and he had a philosophy that, so say for example, if he pulled up to a point, he was going to catch every bass on that point. It was just a matter of adjusting to the bait that they wanted and the presentation. So that's sort of a good way to think about it. It's like maximize the potential of the area you have, and that's when you do that. You know, you can do that by changing lure profiles, lure colors, and that type of stuff. So anyway, guys, biggest mistake beginning anglers make: too much time, too much effort on lures and colors, not enough time on studying bass movement, bass behavior. Don't fall into that trap. Flip it around, spend your time on bass movement and bass behavior, and then spend your whatever bonus time you have on lures and colors, and it's really going to help you out. So anyway, hope it helped you guys catch some good ones. See you guys later.